Wanted to do a kind of fun video, I guess. Something just to chill out about. So, my favorite Christmas movie is Hateful Eight. And Hateful Eight is a Christmas movie. They play Silent Night, and Joe Gage or Grouch Douglas or whatever the fuck his name is on his way to get home for Christmas, to go to Mama's house for Christmas. So therefore, it is a Christmas movie. Some Christmas movies do not take place on Christmas. They take place in transit to or after Christmas, believe it or not. Or on Christmas Day. So, Hateful Eight is in fact a Christmas movie, not just because of the snow. What I like about Hateful Eight is it reminds me of the shitty Christmases I had in Georgia. When my stepdad took us to Uncle Gene's, the first time my sister and I went there, all the white people were like, and then they put us in a separate room of the house away from the white kids, and actually served us different food. Yeah. From the white kids. The second year we went, everybody was nervous talking to us. They're so socially awkward. Dude, my funniest days in life are going to Cracker Barrel and saying Aloha Snack Bar because all the white people immediately go, "Arr!" Because they're fucking racist. That's just the end of it. They're fucking racist. We should really get a program called Meet a Black Guy, and you just put a black guy in like a white household that doesn't see black people normally, just so they can get used to the concept of people are different colors than you, and that doesn't make them dangerous. But I loved Hateful Eight because Smithers, General Smithers, Confederate general, racist. He's the racist grandpa, and then you have the nephew who wants the respect of the racist grandpa, which is that guy that's the new sheriff of Red Rock, Maddox Marauders, whatever. I don't know what his name is. Chris Maddox, I think it is. And obviously there's a bunch of really, because it's Quentin Tarantino, almost every line in that movie is repeatable. Makes me want a horse laugh. Why don't we develop a line of communication? I elbow you in the face real hard. You shut the fuck up. It was my letter. I told you. I didn't tell you she could read it. Even Quentin Tarantino's a master of the bomb under the table feeling. You just know some shit's going to be bad, so everybody's under high tension. Is that really the head of the General Marquess looking at me? Yes, it is me, and it is my head. Awful lot of people wandering around in the snow, wouldn't you say, Marquess? Well, seeing how I half those people, I would say you're wrong. 4 measly bullets, and there goes Senor Bob. But we still ain't even any closer to who poisoned that coffee. Sweet Dave asked me if my ass is fat. Your ass is fat. Ask me if my ass is fat. Is your ass fat? Oui. Look at that, y'all. I speak French. The, everything in it is just amazing. But even the character dynamics, the betrayals, the lies, the constant deceit, the need to outsmart one another is one of the things you catch on. I love General Marquess because he catches on early when he's in the bar and he's talking to Marco the Mexican or Bob, and he's like, Miss Minnie like hired you to take care of the haberdashery, and they have a back and forth, and then he's like, it does feel like you're calling me a liar, senor, and he's like, but I still hasn't done it. And then later when he executes him is probably one of the best. The Senor Bob, Miss Minnie had a sign over yonder. She ever well, it starts out with the stew, and when I grew up, my daddy made stew, and it always tasted the same. My mama made stew, and I ate it since I was a whippersnapper to a full-grown gentleman. And you best believe it always tastes. That sure as hell over there is Miss Minnie's stew, meaning she ain't gone to the other side of the mountain to go visit her mama, and her body's probably around back, is probably around back in a pile or something like that, you know, just the Miss Minnie had a sign over yonder. Did she ever tell you about it, Bob? It said no Mexicans and no dogs. She took it down about a month ago, started letting dogs in. And he's like, you lead me to believe that Miss Minnie left the haberdashery, her pride and joy in the hands of a damn Mexican? Now I know you telling stories. And then he proceeds to execute him, or even the whole big black dingus part when he's trying to he's fucking with Smithers, trying to get him to grab that gun so he can kill him in self-defense. But these things, the antisocial, the hatred, the political tension between the North and the South, which you could argue like at Christmas parties, there's always political tension and family gatherings. And that's what Marquess and the hillbilly represent. And when they come together on mutual ground. It's not it's not about being black or white. It is the fact that both of them could have drank in that coffee. It just turned out to be the hangman, John Ruth, that drank it. And OB. Yeah. Because even when Marquez talks to him, he's like, "Oh, you warming up to me, General?" And he's like, "No, I don't know about that. I know you didn't poison the coffee because you was about to drink it." We go with my idea. It's the ugliest guy. That's you, Joe Gage. The future sheriff of Red Rock, everybody. Yeah. The Channing Tatum, probably best acting role ever. Best way to use Channing Tatum, put him under the floorboards and let him shoot some guy in the nuts. Bushwhacking sack shooter! Throw up your pistol. You guy in the basement, throw up your pistol. Bet he got another one. Throw up your other pistol. I got another pistol. You better shoot a pistol out your ass or we gonna kill this bitch. Told you he had another pistol. Dude, even those guys coming together was over just pure survival. And dude, one of the things I talked about with my brother is the image of what happens when somebody else stumbles upon the haberdashery. There's a woman hanging in the middle of the room, and there's a black dead guy on the bed, and a white dead guy on the bed together because they both bled out. And there's a bunch of bodies around the fucking haberdashery, like just dead people everywhere. I was like, that is just such a fucking sight to end up in. Ball the door, it takes two boards, one ain't gonna hold it. Two boards, you got who broke their damn door? I bet it was that Mexican. Just the racism. The racism in that movie is amazing. Like I said, it reminded me of Christmas, growing up, in Georgia, going to Uncle Gene's or even my pawpaw's house. You always felt those tensions when you're in the room. Somebody just wanted to yell the N-word. Sometimes I would just be like, just say it. I'll give you a pass. And, oh, thank you. Yeah. And I've heard people that they use the N-word too much. The N-word was the normal word for African American. Okay, in those days, it was even non-racist people called black people the N-word. Okay, that is just a fact. Okay. You have the Irish Pete Hitchcock in the I'm the hangman. And he's like, so you got the papers? He's like, you have to show the papers. And how do I know you're not just some ruffian transporting this woman if you don't have the papers? And John Ruth brings out the papers. And Kurt Russell's an amazing actor. I remember Quentin Tarantino wanted to set it up so that John Ruth, the hangman, ends up surviving, but it sounds weird, but I'm kind of glad that guy died. And I love Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's amazing, but Sam Jackson doing the investigation is just incredible. One of you's working with Miss Daisy, or all of you's working with Miss Daisy. She's your whatever. My theory is she's your lover, she's your friend, whatever. Just. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but yeah, even the psychology, eyes glazed with distrust, and how nothing good is gonna come of it. All the way to the end, when even though there's so much distrust between Sam Jackson's character, the distrust between the North and the South, they know this bitch needs to die. Like, the decision they have to kill Daisy is just Daisy Damagoo. Yeah, I kind of wish I remembered more lines. The the part in the movie with the dude, I just, yeah, Kurt Russell, the abusive spouse. I don't like, whatever. Well, not Kurt Russell, John Ruth, the hangman, the abusive spouse. Like, you could argue, like, you go to a family dinner, you have that one super insecure like nephew that beats his wife, and nobody says anything. Everybody just looks in the other direction because everybody's fucking pathetic. But yeah. Um, so that's kind of just my spiel about it. Um, yeah. If you want to add a movie to your Christmas collection that is not your generic run, run, Rudolph, Santa's gotta make it to town, or Santa Claus or Elf joyful movie, you want something a little bit more gritty, a little bit more hard, Hateful Eight. This is the best Christmas movie ever. And I don't really give a damn what people have to say about it. Like, the all the way to even General Marquez isn't 1,000,000% a good guy. Nobody on the planet is 1,000,000% a good guy. Take it from me. I used to practice altruism. I don't know what I do now, but General Marquez lies about his Lincoln letter. Oh man. To John Ruth, and they figure it out later that he lied, and he just says, "It got me on that wagon, didn't it?" Because he's right. He's right. John Ruth wasn't going to let Sam Jackson, General Marquez, on that wagon. Oh my God, my guy, OB. OB is the goat of the entire movie if you pay attention. He gets cucked with everything. Putting the horses out, putting the stakes in the ground to go to the porter potty. Basically, I think he kind of alludes to, he even unloads the corpses from the wagons. And he just has hell on earth. Even when John Ruth, he disarmed, this is something that would never happen in a real Western. Well, actually, maybe it would. In the West, believe it or not, that shit where you see everybody just walking around guns, that wasn't a thing. It was actually normal for the lawman to take away everybody's firearm and then let them into the city. You didn't just let people go around with their irons. It wasn't a thing. But irons were as good as, like, they were basically the automobile of their day because they were pretty expensive. The guns were pretty expensive. So you really wouldn't let somebody like John Ruth just take your shit. Maybe your bullets, but probably not your shit, and put them in a bucket and then tell OB to just throw it in the toilet around back. Okay. Even if he did it at gunpoint, that wouldn't be a thing. The other people in the room would have stopped him. Because that's not something they do. But what would have happened is, I remember from watching this Wild West show, there should have been an area for everybody to put, like, a kind of like lock boxes for everybody to put their guns in. So if there was ever a need to disarm everybody at the haberdashery, there would have been a lockbox for it. Everybody would have had their own lockbox to put their guns in. If that were the case, if their tensions were so high, they thought that the guns might lead to a misadventure. Yeah, it's kind of weird. They had actual intelligent gun laws and rules in the West. It's not that Wild West that we see on TV. It was run by brothels until white people got mad and started until Christians came along and started enslaving women. Yeah. So, I guess in a nutshell, Hateful Eight's probably one of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. Is there anything really wrong with Hateful Eight? No, I don't think so. I would argue it's a perfect movie. It's perfect through and through. When I was a kid, I used to love Jackie Chan movies, Rumble in the Bronx, but I loved him because he was an altruist, and it seemed like no matter, as long as he was doing the right thing, he would have rough patches, but he'd get through it, and a lot of his movies are just him being a good guy and fighting when he has to, and I used to love Jackie Chan movies when I was a kid. He effectively is an altruist. In all of his movies, Mr. Nice Guy, Rumble in the Bronx, because Rumble in the Bronx is my favorite, because he has that guy that looks like Psycho Sid or whatever, where he's like, don't you know you are the scum of society and everybody hates you? Like, you can be better. Like, because he's not there to be a dick. He's literally just telling them, like, you guys can be better people. You don't have to be garbage. Kind of like what I go on when I talk about these piece of shits from this church. So me and Jackie Chan have that in common. Yeah. I don't know. Hateful Eight's the greatest Christmas movie ever made. Fight me about it.